momentary rest, the teachers question what's going on.
I blame rap music.
And Calvin posits that the other kids have cooties. They've got something all right, and it is nasty.
Hey guys, Dennis Machina here. Thanks for hanging out. Today's reaction comes from the channel Dead Meat. This is Cooties 2014 Kill Count. And for those of you who are new to the channel Dead Meat, this series basically goes through the entire movie and counts every single number of people who die, whether they're monster, regular human, or zombie, and he tells it in probably one of the most funny and entertaining ways that I've seen, while also going through the entire plot of the movie, catching some things that we may have missed, seeing some Easter eggs here and there, and it's really a lot of fun to watch. So if you are brand new to Dead Meat, you want to go over and support them, I'll leave a link to the channel, log link to the original video in the description, and you can also check out the movie as well. It's very important just so you guys understand what's going on. There's two ways you can do that I found. The free way to do so with ads, though, is going over to Tubi TV. And if you'd like to go the extra mile and support them, go over to Amazon.com. And for those of you who are brand new to my channel, first off, welcome. Appreciate you being here. If you enjoy movie-related reactions, TV show-related reactions, stuff like that, I do lots of pitch meeting stuff and trailer reactions as well. And as you can see, I'm getting pretty close to hitting 6K, so if that's something you're interested in doing, you're interested in checking out more stuff like that and helping me get to 6K, it's really easy to do. All you gotta do is just first go right below this video and give that like button some love, then click that big red button there, and without any further ado, let's go.
Welcome to the Kill Count, where we tally up the victims in all our favorite horror movies. I'm James A. Janice, and today we're looking at Cooties, which premiered at Sundance in 2014. Though I had heard of this movie before, I never got around to watching it until I saw that it was one of the most requested kill counts via email. So, proof that matters. deadmeatmovies@gmail.com. Cooties is another zom-com, heavy emphasis on the com, if the cast of sitcom actors and comedians didn't give that away. This is that Leo meme for early 2010s comedy, with a whole lot of people you'll recognize, all led by Elijah Wood in the lead role. Wood was also a producer of this movie through his company Spectre Vision, which also made Mandy and Color Out of Space, very purpley productions. But whereas those two later features are outside the box and idiosyncratic, Cooties is a run-of-the-mill affair that mostly rests on its admittedly fun premise. A zombie-like virus is spreading through prepubescent carriers, spelling doom for this staff at an elementary school. Again, great idea. I love seeing scary zombie kids. But a lot of the humor is obvious and feels first draft. Even though this was filmed in 2013, the jokes seem 4 or 5 years out of date.
We can't ask the kids to give up something we're not willing to, so hand over that crackberry.
It also suffers from a common problem when it comes to horror comedies. The second and third acts run out of steam as the jokes are shoved aside in order to follow the beats of a screenplay. What really hurts Cooties at that point is the fact that its characters are shallow and its story isn't riveting.
I found myself a little bored, to be honest.
All of those problems are underlined by an ending that just sort of happens, with no satisfying climax or resolution. But hey, plenty of people loved this movie and found it hilarious. And if you're looking for gory kills delivered by zombie kids, you're probably gonna have a good time. In fact, there's just enough blood here to make me want to have a sponsor for this episode. Will these zombie kids score enough kills to advance to zombie high school? Let's find out and count them up.
Alright.
The movie begins on a chicken farm. As the opening credits play, we're given an uncomfortable close-up look at the way our food is made, and how it can be infected. Good God, what is that? Flavored toothpaste? One especially rotten processed meat chunk makes its way to the lunch plate of 4th grader Shelley Linker. And best grab your barf bags, y'all, because this meat's oozing black pus. And title card! It's also oozing title card. Elijah Wood plays Clint Hadson, a wannabe writer working on a Stephen King-type story.
Chapter 1. The boat was evil, but he didn't know just how evil.
He's back in his hometown of Fort Chicken, Illinois, after failing to find success in New York City. But whatever, dude, your mom's Kate Flannery from The Office. And your shelves have got Chucky and Godzilla on them, and A Child in the Night. Today, he's substitute teaching at his elementary school from 25 years ago. Go Roosters! And finding out that kids and parents are a bit different than when he was a lad.
When school's over, you come straight home.
Fuck you, Mom.
Oh, yeah? Fuck you!
He meets with Vice Principal Sims, who's played by the film's co-writer Ian Brennan, co-creator of Glee and Scream Queens. Clint's cell phone is confiscated, his butt is ball bounced, and he's directed to the teacher's lounge to meet the rest of the cast. Kinda closeted, flamboyant art teacher Tracy Lacey is played by Jack McBrayer, the immortal Kenneth in 30 Rock. Tracy's cultural cartoon antithesis is Rebecca Halverson, a pro-gun, Bible-thumping, state-hating conservative who's played like an SNL character.
Because the government of the state of Illinois doesn't trust the citizenry enough to pass safe
I
sensible,
was getting those vibes.
conceal and carry laws.
Not surprising, since actor Nassim Pedrad was still an SNL cast member at the time. Clint is mostly interested in Lucy McCormick, though, his old high school crush played by Allison Pill of The Newsroom. She's happy to see him, even though she's dating the phys ed teacher.
Wade Johnson, pleased to meet you with meat to please you.
Wade's a dismissive alpha male who drives an
Extra big-ass truck.
and he's played by Rainn Wilson, last seen on the kill count becoming a fishy guy. Alright, that's the main cast. I've introduced them all. Oh, except for Doug Davis, a science teacher so socially inept he has to study small talk.
God, it's a scorcher out there, huh? Unseasonably warm.
Keep trying, bud. The Brit Tamlin-like Doug is played by Lee Winnell, co-writer of this film and titan of the genre, thanks to Saw and his techno-dystopian
Oh, I knew I recognized him!
It was Lee Winnell who thought that Cooties should be a horror comedy after producer Josh C. Waller came up with the title and premise.
It's a comedy. And they were like, well, we were thinking more of a horror, and my response was, but it's called Cooties.
Winnell and Ian Brennan teamed up to write the screenplay, with each of them focusing on their strengths.
From the creator of Saw and the creator of Glee, we like to joke about that as being a tagline.
Winnell would do scare passes, while Brennan drove the comedic dialogue, though it was Winnell who wrote in the joke where it's hard to say dual rear wheel.
Dual rear wheel.
The script only had it as a single line, though. It was Rainn Wilson who decided to do an extended riff on the bit.
Dual real. Dual real. No real wheel.
That infected meat nugget has left Shelley Linker feeling nasty, and it doesn't help that she's being picked on by these two shit stains.
If my butthole had a butthole, that's what you'd look like.
Clint comes in and tries to connect with his class of pill-popping prepubescents, but dude, gotta watch your kerning with a name like that.
Heinz?
What? No.
He tries to convince them that he's a cool writer guy, and even has them read his manuscript aloud. I love when Elijah Wood plays these failures who project a facade of success.
I just wanted to say to them, like, guys, I'm a writer who moved here from New York City. Like, I'm way cooler than your regular teacher. This day could have been super fun.
Reminds me of his character in Come to Daddy. He's great at being a little wiener. The worst of these tiny terrors, a kid named Patriot, named since he was born on 9/11, America, keeps picking on and at Shelley until her hair falls out. Gross! Oh shit, son, and now we've got a Patriot down! Shelley bites the kid's cheek and slashes Clint's arm, and while they tend to those wounds, the kid's toe-headed compatriot Dink confronts Shelley during recess. She scratches at his face, and he becomes a super spreader, running around infecting his unsuspecting peers. Note that for this kill count, I won't be counting infections as kills. I know it changes depending on the film, but there are an inconsistent, uncountable number of kids in this school, okay? Besides, maybe one day these infected kids can be cured somehow, which is not the case for our first victim on the count, the teacher they attack and kill named Mr. Peterson. This quick little role was played by Mark Christopher Lawrence, who also had quick little roles in Child's Play 3, Tales from the Hood, and T2 Judgment Day. Nice career, dude. If that horror veteran couldn't survive these kids, then this random lady doesn't stand a chance either. She too is pulled to the ground and devoured. This wholesale slaughter is seen by crosswalk guard Rick, played by Jorge Garcia, the world's most unlucky lottery winner. But since Rick took a whole bunch of shrooms earlier on, he can't trust his eyes and radios the situation in to VP Sims. Sims steps outside and is quickly accosted over the playground's chalk map of the United States. The kids actually tear him limb from freaking limb, spreading his blood and guts from coast to coast. What would that be? A man-in-half destiny? Too much they talk. It's only now that the teachers notice what's going on. Or maybe Lee Winnell just started watching one of his own movies.
Oh, look. Carnage.
Wade sizes up these bloody roaring kids and makes a run for it, using his all-state football skills to get past them. He locks them outside, not realizing that Patriot is already inside, and that the infected little flag waver has killed Mrs. Gordon, who worked in the principal's office. Wade gets to the teacher's lounge, and the faculty watches out the window as local cop Sheriff Dave arrives. And remember, Dave, if they ask you if you're a cop, you're like obligated to tell them. Why? And they're liable to bite your fingers off.
Apparently.
Constitution. Dave's played by Matt Jones, last seen on the kill count in Brightburn missing a job. And his luck's no better in this movie since he gets jumped by Shelley Linker in his back seat, who kills him with a blood splatter. Patriot gets inside the teacher's lounge and Wade chucks him into a rolly chair, which is hilarious. But the Patriot acts persistently and keeps attacking until he finds a war. He kills an unnamed teacher after pushing her into a cabinet. I don't know, dude. That's why I just said she was unnamed. The The teachers follow Wade, who's brash and confident, though not as much as this random guy who says he does CrossFit. He gets outside and is immediately killed by the rabid kids.
That was
They come across
hilarious.
a kid named Calvin who hasn't been infected, and they take him as they flee upstairs into the music room, just in time before Patriot breaks free and lets the other kids inside to spread democracy, or the infection. With a momentary rest, the teachers question what's going on.
I blame rap music.
And Calvin posits that the other kids have cooties. They've got something all right, and it is nasty. They have a yelly arguing scene that's full of improvised dialogue. Some of it makes me laugh.
Fucking rip your face off with their little teeth.
Well,
with their little baby teeth. Their big teeth haven't even come in yet.
But the meta joke about Elijah Wood is a bit too cutesy for me.
Oh, you sneak around, huh? Sneak around like a little hobbit.
Considering how many comedians were part of this cast, it's not surprising that there was a lot of improvisation on set.
How do you propose we get down there?
It certainly would involve a violin.
A guitar then, whatever.
It's impressive that they were able to be wrangled by the film's first-time feature directors, Jonathan Millot and Carrie Murnian, collectively known as Honest. Their two films since Cooties are one about Texas seceding, starring Batista, and that Becky film that has Kevin James looking all scary. Clint's tummy starts feeling rumbly, and when the others see that he was scratched by Patriot, Wade forces him into quarantine. Oh, it's okay, Clint. Lucy will wait for you out there. Yep, we got a love triangle, even if we don't know what to do with it. As the teachers hole up, the kids have a bloody good time, including Rainn Wilson's son Walter, who's the one jumping rope with an intestine. I'll go ahead and count this as a kill, too.
That's fair.
That head looks like a new person to me. After a while, Clint recovers from his illness, and they all go to the roof to flag down a parent for help. This woman, Mrs. Dopkins, is played by Rebecca Marshall, whose death in Saw 3D was a runner-up in my top 10 Saw
Oh,
kills.
yeah!
She's here to pick up her son Racer, played by Aiden Lovecamp from the Paranormal Activity series, but she doesn't notice there's something wrong with the little bastard. He gets in the car, infects his baby brother just off screen, and Mrs. Dopkins is killed by her zombie baby as the teachers watch from afar. That's a bad baby. The teachers save a kid named Tamra, who doesn't appear to be infected, then run back inside to the school's auditorium, where Wade slams the door shut on most of the Cootie kids. Dink, that child of the damned, makes it through, and Wade's forced to kill the infected boy by beating him to death with a fire extinguisher. I like that this moment is treated so seriously. I mean, dude just cracked open a 4th grader's melon. That's some messed up shit. As Doug goes to examine Dink's body in black blood, Lucy learns that Tamra was at some point scratched on her back. Yep, better lock that kid in the bathroom just to be safe about it. We hear through Hurley's radio that the virus has spread through town, leaving the teachers stuck in the school past dark. But I'm pretty sure those bodies out there are Sims and the teachers I already counted, so calm down. I guess nighttime's the right time to develop that romantic subplot, so we get an argument between Lucy and Wade about whether or not she likes Clint. A pretty big issue for him, considering the plans he had.
I bought you a ring yesterday, Lucy.
I think it's stuff like this that really hampers Cooties. Lucy was written to be a, quote, aggressive optimist, and Allison Pill is perfect at playing that part.
You know how I be the terrorist after 9/11? With a positive attitude.
It's true. She did.
But I don't think we know enough about her character otherwise to make these dramatic beats interesting. I don't know what Lucy wants or what would be best for her. It's especially deflating because, like most other parts of the movie, there's no resolution in the end. Doug deduces that this virus kills the brain's white and gray matter, but only for the infected who still haven't dropped their stuff.
The virus is only dangerous if you haven't gone through puberty.
That's why Clint only suffered from a spot of diarrhea, and why Tamra, who's still in the bathroom and who's had her period, seems fine. As Patriot kills the lights in the school, the teachers discover that Calvin's diabetic. He's passing out now and will need some sugar to recover, a mission that drives too much of the movie for something introduced so randomly this late. Also introduced randomly this late is janitor Mr. Hitachi, who arrives just in time to lead the teachers to safety from more Cootie kids. Hitachi, played by Peter Kwong of Big Trouble in Little China, feels like another dated character, speaking in broken English and only having seaweed to eat. Though Tamra thinks this is a 2012 style apocalypse,
We're all gonna die.
Clint isn't willing to give up hope. He thinks they can get out of there with Wade's big truck.
Dual wheel. Dual wheel. It's a dual wheel.
Because of his stature, Clint has volunteered to go into the air ducts to retrieve Wade's keys. Not without getting that vax though, brother.
Circle, circle, dot.
Oh, the Cootie shot.
dot. Now you have a Cootie shot.
Since Wade is still acting jealous about Clint, Lucy boils over in frustration and yells that she hates all her teacher peers. Another moment that never has any sort of follow-up. She then climbs into the air ducts where she joins Clint, but sadly doesn't escape more back and forth bickering between the boys. They climb out of the vent into the teacher's lounge so they can get something from the vending machine for Calvin's blood sugar. A shrieking zombie girl interrupts the candy bar purchase and brings Patriot missiling his way into the office to chase after them through the air ducts. They deliver the candy and keep moving until they get to the library, where they block the vent and discover the body of a teacher identified as Mrs. Henry. In the library, Clint admits that he was also a teacher in New York, which he originally thought would allow him to be a writer during his free time.
But as it turns out, there is no free time. Teaching's the hardest job in the world.
I like the sentiment in this scene, as well as in another where Wade similarly laments their occupation's underappreciation.
It's like, fuck you, man. I'm raising your kids.
Unfortunately, these nuggets of potential are only a few minutes of this otherwise derivative second half. Like with the lukewarm love story it keeps going back to. It just feels like padding to get this zomcom to feature length. As the kids play dress up with a victim I haven't counted yet, Clint tries something new. A whole bunch of drugs. It's Ritalin and Adderall, and it puts the kids to sleep, which I'm not really sure makes a whole lot of sense. Those are amphetamines. That allows Clint and Lucy to meet back up with the other teachers, who have geared up in a montage using whatever they could find. I do like their MacGyvered weapons and body armor. That ball launcher's awesome. Good job, Wade.
all of that.
You're training the next gen of hockey playing Happy Gilmores. That one kid took it in the face. Actually, a few of them do.
Yeah, a whole bunch.
During the retreat, Mr. Hitachi stays behind to fight, while the others go outside and make their way through the throngs of infected children. It's a fun battle scene, and thankfully doesn't add any work to my kill counting, because I don't think they're killing these kids. Seems more like they're just debilitating them. Most everyone's able to get to the dual rear-wheel truck, but Wade decides to stay back to continue fighting kids. The others drive away as he's overrun by zombie children. The survivors finally get away from the school, only to find that Patriot is hitched a ride on the truck. They fling him off, so he slides down the road, and Clint finishes the boy bastard off with a brutal Star-Spangled Splat.
My favorite one.
To the next town over, Danville, with whom they have a dumb small-town rivalry that I love.
Well, I'd feel worse if all these dead people weren't from fucking Danville.
Every small town's got its counterpart it hates for no reason. The Shelbyville to your Springfield, the Sunnyvale to your Shadyside, the Wyandotte to your Southgate. And yeah, Rebecca mentioned dead people. There are 10 background bodies that editor Josh and I were able to count, seen strewn about in the streets and on the sidewalks. They run out of gas here on this studio backlot, I think it's Warner Brothers, and resort to hoofing it. They pass some TVs that show the virus has spread through the entire Great Lakes region. And they also see that chicken nuggets likely started the whole thing. There's not really any reason for them to learn this now, though, or for Doug to start talking about acquiring a sampled nugget for a vaccine. The movie's almost over, and there's no resolution to any of that.
Nope.
Instead, we've got one more set piece with a bunch of zombie kids who show up for more growling and chasing. The adults escape through an open door that leads them to a black screen for a while. When they jiggle their mouse and turn their monitor back on, they find themselves amidst a birthday party. And it looks like the birthday kid wished for a couple of extra bodies on the count. Wish granted. Now blow out those candles. Turns out they wandered into a Chuck E. Cheese-like children's entertainment.
Oh boy.
And the teachers quickly learn that the zombie kids have followed them inside. They're about ready to tear the place down when Wade and Mr. Hitachi show up to save the day. This playscape ending is different than the one Cooties had when it premiered at Sundance. In the original ending, the adults wound up in the woods, sitting around a campfire until zombie kids showed up for a cliffhanger. When Lionsgate bought the film for distribution, they gave them enough money to shoot this newer, bigger ending. Unfortunately, it still doesn't resolve any storyline.
No, it
The
doesn't.
survivors run outside to a van driven by that character you forgot was even in this movie. Wade traps the kids inside the playscape and delivers a funny, cool guy one-liner.
I'm giving you kids
Sure
an
does.
F for fuck you!
With the place doused in gasoline, he lights it all ablaze. But you know what? I don't see any kids getting killed for sure. They could have gotten out of there, so I'm not gonna count them.
That's
Deal
fair.
with it. The movie ends with a kill I will count, though. A flaming zombie kid who chases after them before collapsing into a tunnel car.
There it is.
Oh, a twofer. How many teachers just got busted, union or not? Let's find out and get to the numbers. Go, go, go!
Go! Where'd he go? Oh, alright. Fair enough.
By my count, there were 26 deaths in Cooties. 9 victims were male, 10 victims were female, and 6 were unknown. But those were all people from fucking Danville, so who cares?
Yeah, who cares
With a
about those
runtime
guys?
of 88 minutes, that left us with a kill on average every 3.3 38 minutes. I'll give the golden chainsaw for coolest kill to Patriot. Vice Principal Sims's death was great, but Patriot's felt more impactful.
Oh yeah.
He was a kid. And yeah, impactful was a pun, motherfuckers. Almost Machete from
and he was the biggest dick throughout the entire movie.
lamest kill will go to Sheriff Dave. We've seen how good Matt Jones can die in a car before, making this CGI blood splatter an extra big letdown. And that's it. Cooties premiered in 2014, but had its wide release in 2015. Those years can be different sometimes. Until next time, I'm James A. Janice. This has been the Kill Count.
On the next Kill Count.
Ooh,
in
what's
another
next?
galaxy, on the planet Gygax, an ancient evil once ruled with merciless violence.
Oh my!
And now he's stuck on Earth under the control of an obnoxious young girl.
Oh!
Suffer like the
Okay.
PG Psycho Gorman is the Power Rangers of horror sci-fi comedies. Made by the man who brought us The Void and Leprechaun Returns, it is a colorful, loud, explosive, bloody adventure.
Oh, okay.
A pastiche of E.T., T2, and Tokusatsu. Are the
Ooh.
characters annoying? Yes.
Oh.
That sucks.
Is the story a bit of a mess? You betcha.
Oh!
Be worried.
But look at all these practical effects, built with blood, sweat, and tears. And love. It's beautiful. You've got 2 weeks to watch this music-filled mayhem for yourself.
I
So
will.
do it and see what all the fuss is about.
Okay, I'm on it.
It was nice meeting you.
It would be nicer if you were dead.
Damn.
Alright, bye.
See ya!
Tune in on Friday, July 30th, to enjoy the kill count on Dead Meat.
Psycho Gorman can currently be watched on the pictured streaming platforms. Dead Meat always recommends you watch the movie for yourself before its kill count. It's the only way to have your own properly informed opinion.
Thanks a lot for watching this
Fair.
kill count.
Very, very fair. Okay, so when I watched this, I thought it was it had a lot of funny moments. I particularly liked the Hobbit joke, and I kind of saw where they were going with at the very beginning, because they were showing like all these different kids and these different adults or whatever just kind of being dicks, making them all pretty unlikable. So when they all became zombies or became eaten or whatever, whether it be from the kids that were dicks, or was it the acting principal, excuse me, because the principal was, you know, supposedly, I think he was on vacation or something like that, and they made him pretty unlikable as well. And you saw how he died with how him just being ripped apart. One that is, it's kind of I feel like it's become a classic kill now in zombie movies. It happened in Shaun of the Dead, the last one I remember, and before that I think it was Night of the Living Dead, which is where Shaun of the Dead got that kill from. Rainn Wilson got that really big, almost action style type of a moment to where when he flicked that match behind him, he put his glasses on, started walking away all cool. I thought that was really great. I don't know if that would have been any better than the one that had the cliffhanger at the end with the kids are around him. Like, especially like if you're not going to make a sequel, I feel like maybe that might have been better. That might have been a way to go. Either way, though, it was okay for the most part. The first half was great. The second half kind of felt like it dragged for me. It felt more like a zombie type movie than comedy. I get that, like, you can't have comedy all the time, but like you can add a little bit here or there and have it not detract from any of the particular scenes, any of the seriousness from the particular scenes. Like, I'll throw out Shaun of the Dead, for example, my favorite comedy horror movie. There's a comedy dribbled throughout the entire movie. I think that's the right word, but it's there throughout the movie, and it makes it more entertaining, a lot more fun to watch, but also you can feel the seriousness of each and every situation. So that will do it for me here. And before I go, though, I want to give a huge shout out to all my $5 and over supporters on Patreon: Marvin Espinoza, Cruising, Wolver310, and Kester Cronich, aka Kevin Crone. Thank you guys so much. And if you too like to have your name mentioned at the end of each and every one of my videos, plus many other fun goodies, please head on over to patreon.com/JanusMach and become a Patreon supporter today. And with that being said, comment down below. Let me know, what did you think about Cooties? Please leave a like if you enjoyed, share this video, subscribe if you haven't subscribed already, ring that notification bell because I upload new videos every single day, and I'll see you guys next time.